I'm on site.
Since we're speaking about the Met Gala, I think it'll be a great transition to speak about Ozempic, uh, which is this new weight loss drug that niggas in Hollywood are fucking fiending over. And it's pretty crazy. It's pretty scary. So, first of all, we're going to watch a quick YouTube video that explains pretty much what it is. So, it's going to give us all the sciencey stuff about what Ozempic is. And then we're going to listen to an expert who takes it, and then he's going to explain to us in the most social way to understand what is this new weight loss drug that niggas are taking. Mind you, this is the drug that Drake is accusing Rick Ross of taking. So yeah, let's get into it. Well.
If you've heard of Ozempic, you may think it's a weight loss drug, because that's usually how it's talked about. But Ozempic is actually for type 2 diabetes. The weekly injection was approved for use in the US in 2017. It works by mimicking a naturally occurring gut hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1. After a meal, the drug helps get your pancreas to release insulin and bring blood sugar levels down. Ozempic is part of a larger group of drugs called GLP-1 receptor agonists. They help with blood sugar levels, but they also help people feel fuller, eat less, and, you guessed it, lose weight. In studies testing Ozempic in people with diabetes, the medicine helped participants lose an average of 8 to 14 pounds. Results like these help explain why the maker of Ozempic, Novo Nordisk, developed a higher dose called Wegovy. The two drugs have the same active ingredient. Wegovy helped patients lose about 15% of their body weight, and it was approved in the US in June of 2021 for obesity. Doctors say Wegovy needs to be taken long-term to keep the weight loss off.
So Ozempic, so it's a weight loss drug. Pretty much it makes you, you inject yourself with it and it produces insulin, I guess. So it was initially developed for people who have diabetes, because obviously when you have diabetes, your body's not producing insulin. So that's what the injections are meant to do. So you eat, you hit yourself with the injection, then I think you hit yourself with the injection, then you eat, and then it pretty much produces insulin, and then it pretty much makes you stop eating less because you feel much fuller. So that's the sciencey way of it and what it is. So now we're going to listen to this researcher guy. He's a researcher, is an author, and he's also taken it, and he's going to explain to us his experience with Ozempic and what it is and what. Okay. He's on Diary of a CEO, by the way. Shout out to Diary of CEO.
Someone mentions this Ozempic thing to you. Have you got the Ozempic pen on you?
I have it as a prop.
You got it here,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's very simple. It's just a little pen. It's like an EpiPen. So you take that, you put on the little lid. I won't take it out because I need this one later, but although this one's empty. So you put you twist a little needle onto there and you inject yourself with it, and you inject yourself once a week. And it's really strange, the effect it has.
Once a week, not after eating every time. Okay.
The first day I took the injection, a couple of days later, I remember waking up and I was lying in bed and I had this weird feeling. Actually, when you wake up and you're not quite with it, and you think, what am I feeling? And I was struggling to articulate it. And I felt mildly nauseous, which everyone gets when they start taking it, but that wasn't the thing that was puzzling me. And then I realized I'd woken up and I wasn't hungry. I don't remember that ever happening to me before. I don't mean that as an exaggeration. I used to be woken up every day, like really hungry. Often I would be woken up by hunger, by my stomach rumbling. And I went on my kind of typical routine for the day. I went to this cafe just around the corner from where I live, and I ordered the same thing I would always order, which was a kind of big, kind of a brown roll with lots of chicken and mayo in it. And I had like 3 mouthfuls, and I was full. I just didn't want to eat anymore. I remember leaving. I remember Tatiana, the woman who works in the cafe, kind of shouting after me to see if I was ill or something. And then for lunch, I went to the same place I always go, or went at the time. Next to my office, there's a Turkish kind of restaurant. I went there. I ordered a Mediterranean lamb. Again, I had like 3 or 4 mouthfuls. I wasn't hungry. It was like the kind of shutters had come down on my appetite. I was literally 80% less hungry than I normally am. And it basically stayed that way from then on. It was a very physically and psychologically strange experience.
So on the pen itself, I just want to make sure I fully understand this. Is that little pen you have in your hand, for people that aren't watching on video, there's a pen, it kind of looks like a big Sharpie.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that one dose?
Yeah, there's loads of doses in there. So you twist the base.
Yeah.
And each time you twist it, it would release with this pen 1 milligram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many twists do you get out of one pen?
I think each one contains 4 doses, yeah.
And how much does that cost?
So it varies massively because, as you know, I live half in the US, half in Britain a lot of the time. So in Britain, this costs you at the moment about £250 a month. In the US, it's way more, like $800 a month.
So £250 a month. How many sort of doses do I get for that £250?
That would cover your whole month. So each month you'd have to pay £250.
Okay.
You get 4 doses in each one.
And you said in the US it's way more?
Way more.
How much more?
So it's about $800, between $800 and $1,200. Bearing in mind the benefits, which we'll talk about. So the price is...
So it's between $800 and $1,200 a month, which is like 800 is like what is like almost like 20 bands. 1,200 is like almost 30 bands. A lot of
It's kind
money.
of a bit sensitive to how much is actually available at any given time.
Okay, interesting. And are these drugs new?
Relatively. So I interviewed the scientists who played the key role in the breakthroughs that led to the development of the drugs, and then scientists who worked on it at every stage. So in one sense, they're not that new. Diabetics have been using them on license now for 18 years. So for obesity, they're relatively new. For diabetes, they've been around for nearly 20 years. And it was fascinating talking to the scientists involved, because one of the things that's really weird about this is there's a huge debate about how they even work. So there's certain things that we know for sure. So if you now ate something, right, it doesn't matter what it is, after a while, a hormone would start to be produced in your body called GLP-1. And it's one of many gut hormones that would start to be created. And it's basically GLP-1 is a natural signal saying, Stephen, you've had enough, stop eating, right? Just stop now, right? But GLP-1, natural GLP-1, only remains in your system for a couple of minutes and then it's washed away. So if you sort of push through it, you can carry on eating, right? Most people do stop when they get the signal. So what these drugs do is they simulate GLP-1. They inject into you an artificial copy of GLP-1. But instead of that GLP-1 remaining in your system for a few minutes and then disappearing, it stays in your system for a whole week. So when I go to that cafe and I eat the thing I'd normally eat, my system is filled with signals that say, you're already full, Johan, you don't need any more, right? So that is definitely a key part of how it works. And it was initially thought that these drugs worked on your gut, right? GLP-1 is a hormone that's made in the gut. It's thought that the effect was it slows down your gut, it slows down gastric emptying. That is definitely happening, but the cutting edge science and the leading neuroscientists I interviewed now believe actually it primarily has an effect on your brain. It changes what you want and how you want it, which brings with it a huge parallel set of both benefits and risks.
Interesting. So it's once a week and you basically feel fuller for a whole week from one injection.
Yeah, not everyone gets to that state immediately. Some people it takes longer. Some people the side effects are just intolerable and they can't take it at all, or they can't continue to take it. And I interviewed plenty of people who are in that position. But for most people, the best way I can describe it is imagine you've just had Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And I came up to you, so you're completely bloated, you're lying on the sofa, and I came up to you and said, hey, Stephen, I got your Big Mac. Here it is. And you'd be like, I mean, you could physically force yourself to eat that Big Mac. You might throw up. You probably could eat it, but you just don't want to. You feel full. So it creates a very rapid sense of fullness in response to So I used to eat 3,200 calories a day, roughly. I now eat about 1,800. There's a huge drop. And the benefits are kind of obvious of that, but there are really big costs. I discovered there's in fact 12 really big risks. And there's all sorts of, because at first when you hear all this, you're like, well, this is just ka-ching, win-win, right? Who wouldn't want this? But there's a lot of risks and downsides as well.
Yeah, there is. Cool. I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna end it there. But definitely, you guys can go watch the rest of it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the shit they're coming up with. Obviously, I mean, like he says, it's not an old drug. It's not a new drug. It was been around for diabetics and all of that. But damn, niggas taking it to lose weight and shit. Like, oh my god, this world that we're living in. I don't know, guys. What did Kendrick say? Get a gym membership. Just go to the gym, guys. Go to the gym. It's okay. We'll manage. We'll all go to the gym. Like. Anyway, but yeah, guys, go watch the rest of it if you want to know more about Ozempic. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share your comments. Let me know what you guys think, man. I always appreciate comments. I always try to respond. I always respond to comments, period. And yeah, man, we're pushing almost at 100 subscribers. Whoa. Hey, if you see me on the streets, ask for a picture. I'll give it to you. But yeah, thank you guys, man. See you on the next video. It's your boy, yes sir, said, A minor.